What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Darby.
What's up?
My brother, Derek.
What's up?
And our friend, Dan.
What's going on?
And this week, we're going to be talking about Daredevil Born Again, Season 1. Now, we're not doing this for a second time. No, this isn't why it's coming out 2 weeks after the show ended.
Nope, not at all.
Has nothing to do with that.
Yep. Recording did not get corrupted or whatever.
This is top quality sound over here.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about the show again, even though we did technically talk about this already. But I don't know. I think I have actually more stuff to talk about now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
So
I don't think I do, but all right.
yeah.
Really?
So one, to point out, I think this show was pretty well done. It feels like a extension of the Netflix Daredevil show. It doesn't feel like something different. It doesn't feel Disney-fied, you know.
It does not feel Disney-fied at all.
No, but I feel like it was definitely hindered by what the initial show was.
Yeah, the initial show was probably not good.
Yeah, so I feel like to me, anyways, I still feel like you could still feel sort of like, they went in and shot some new things to try to, fix it or whatever. I still feel like there's still elements of that original, what they wanted to do originally, that sort of holds the show back.
Yeah. Although I think some of it probably would have been helpful. And this is one of the things I noticed when looking at the show. We were talking about how Muse and how his storyline kind of just happens abruptly.
Yeah.
Right? You get sprinklings of Muse's pictures in the background, but nothing about the character. I think first episode you see him talk to Heather. And then that was it. And then once we get to like episode 7 where Muse is trying to get to Heather, we see the one therapist session she has with him, and he's saying things like, oh, it's always been you, and he's got pictures of him in his little lair and stuff like that. And the show really didn't set that up.
Agreed.
Right.
Muse was very wasted to me.
Mm-hmm.
And since you only had one supervillain in the show, it'd have been nice if he was truly built up. Like if we would have seen him sketching pictures of Heather or something like that, or even got maybe a little bit more of like him quietly terrorizing the city in the background while all the other stuff is happening.
Yeah,
That's what I would have really loved.
Yeah.
And I thought they would have explained more on, because a lot of his murals also painted like Kingpin. So I thought like maybe he had something against Kingpin as well. That was never addressed.
No.
True that.
So I think part of what we're missing, one, was the therapy sessions between Heather and him.
Yeah.
And I think it was a part of the original show. And here's why. Because I did a slight rewatch of this the past week. The Vanessa and Wilson therapy sessions were definitely added in. Vanessa wasn't there for sure because they were like scenes cut separately. You can kind of tell how it was cut. Not that the scenes were bad. I'm not saying that. But I feel like those therapy sessions should have been Muse's.
So that's odd to me because I feel like that's not something you cut. Like if you're going to keep Muse in the story, then you have to keep the therapy sessions, especially when we get the reveal of, because like his reveal of who Muse is doesn't work because we didn't have zero interactions with him until that moment.
Yeah.
Like for them to put like maybe every episode put like a little snippet of his therapy session in there.
Yeah.
But not show his face though.
Yeah.
Just we hear him talking in the background. We see her.
Yeah.
But we hear him talking in the background.
Been a good idea.
And describing like this, that, and the other. We're like, man, who is it like that? That sound like maybe a few episodes in, we're like, man, it kind of sounds like Muse, but we don't know what he looks like yet.
Yeah.
Like, and they kind of build up to it, and eventually, they show his face. So now we kind of have a story to go with what this guy is doing, and that anticipation has been built up. That's how I would have did.
Yeah, especially since they did that creepy introduction when he first, becomes our client at the book signing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we started off with that, and then we get none of the in-betweens.
It was absolutely nothing.
Nothing
Yeah,
until that therapy session.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely missing. Also, I felt like it would have built more into we know towards the end of the season we get the breakdown between Heather and Matt, right? And Heather definitely had a reason to start to become disillusioned with Matt and how he was acting with Wilson Fisk, because I get what you're saying. Wilson Fisk to everyone else is just a criminal. We've seen how bad of a criminal he is, but to everybody else, he's just a guy that was a criminal, right? And they actually pointed that out in the earlier episodes, the BB report. It was like he supposedly crushed someone's head,
right?
But it was a rumor, so like it not.
Right,
not a real thing.
Doesn't know the ins and outs of who he really is.
Yeah. Right. So to Heather, it seems like Matt is acting crazy.
Exactly.
And I feel like it would have hit home even harder if she's starting to see this breakdown with Matt after she's had so many therapy sessions with the obviously out of touch Muse, who's like going off the deep end, and you've got those on her, plus Matt's kind of spiraling with Kingpin. I think that would have hit harder.
Agreed. It was wasted, honestly. I just felt like, and then it just kind of came out of nowhere. And then also what I didn't like is, and I mean this might have always been the case, is just Matt just finds him. Like, it's like, how do we figure out where his underground lair was?
Okay, so Angela did tell him. Yeah,
the girl told him.
She said people were disappearing.
She told him,
but
at the
61st Street
station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, station.
Yeah.
So he just went down there. All right, because I was just like,
yeah, I missed that.
Was that when she went into his office?
Yeah, that's when she went.
She went into his office and told him. Yeah.
Okay. And that's why she was there. So she found it because she knew.
Well,
that's
at least
where
she was doing some investigation, which
she was.
Maybe wouldn't have.
She should not have been.
No, she shouldn't.
She should not have.
But for her character, that does not surprise me.
Yeah, for her character,
it's always a character like that.
Yeah, a little hard headed.
Yeah, because it was like, well, don't do anything, you know. But
like, no, I'm gonna do it because my dad, family power. And it's like, okay, listen.
But I'm like, this is a serial killer,
right?
What are you gonna do when
you have nothing behind you, but you, and that's not enough. Sorry.
I mean,
not to down you or put you down or anything, but that's just you. But as a side note, I would have liked for like this whole season to kind of be like centered around the therapy sessions. Cause that would have like gave us a whole lot of insight to a lot of characters. Kingpin, Muse, and Matt too. You know what I'm saying? Like all these therapy sessions, like kind of like, cause we know the voices. They don't have to show faces. They could have just shown her. And we hear the voices of the people that she's talking to. We're like, oh, that's Kingpin. And they're revealing little by little, what's going on. And we can kind of see the story build. I feel like they should have centered the first season around those therapy sessions and let everything be revealed kind of through that.
Yeah.
And that would have built the entire anticipation for the whole episode. It could have been like ending scenes or whatever you want to call it. But like at the end of every episode, we get a therapy session and we hear the voice. We're like, oh, that's Matt, like, or oh, that's Kingpin, or oh, that's Muse, and we could kind of start to put the story together ourselves. I feel like that would have like built a whole lot of anticipation for the first season.
Okay,
like that's how I would have did it.
I like that idea.
I like that idea. I mean, I think it's a good use of Heather because, like, I like her character a lot, but she kind of doesn't do anything. And maybe,
but like she would have been pivotal if that was her. Like she's got all this information on all these people. But yet she's kind of like torn between, because like, she's in a relationship with Matt. She's kind of, her career path is kind of taking her towards Kingpin and obviously Muse and this, that, and the other. So she got a lot of insight on what's going on and a lot of information Matt could use. But with her, confidentiality as a therapist, she can't share none of that with Matt.
Yeah.
So they kind of have a disconnect between them. And the same thing with Matt. He can't share the fact with her that he's Daredevil. So like there's a huge disconnect there that I feel like they could have used to kind of spur the season on, but
yeah, no, that's a good idea. See, we should be writers.
We should
hit us up. Hit us up, Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel. Hit me up, man.
I mean, they can
216. No.
They can use the help. So
I'm like,
y'all definitely can use the help.
Definitely.
Not that Daredevil had bad writing, and I'll speak on that. I actually think what they came out with, while there was clear like them changing whatever the previous show was, what they came out with still had some pretty good writing.
Yeah,
I agree.
And it was an interesting season, and I want to see where it goes from here. So I think they did a good job of. I mean, obviously, whatever they had before was bad enough for both Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox to be like, "Hey, yo, I don't think this is where it should go."
Right.
And I'm glad that. I mean, yes, we have like some holes here and there that we brought out, but for the actors to come forward and say like, "Hey, you're not doing these characters justice, and we're not going to be in the show if you don't." I'm glad that this is what we got from that.
Yeah.
Because from other Marvel stuff, this could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if those characters would have came up and said the same thing, like, "Hey, look, I don't think you're doing these characters justice," we probably would have got a lot better movies going out here. But yeah, I guess nobody spoke up.
No, you're just all rolling with the machine, which is a problem with it being a machine in the first place. It's like, because as soon as when it first got started, you've got all this creativity flowing through it, and now that you have it and it's just a machine, print this movie, then we just get mediocre, which is the problem.
Yeah, but that's how you get mediocre product too.
Yep.
Yeah, mediocre results and sales and this, that, and the other. Like you need to listen to like what D'Onofrio did with Kingpin. Like, yo, I feel like he put a lot of work in developing his character and his portrayal of this character. So he's like, "Hey, look, I did all this for this character. Like, y'all not about to screw this up.
Right.
Like, we gonna have to rewrite some this, that, and the other in order to make this come across like well on screen." And I feel like, like more characters need to do that. Like, if you put a lot of work and effort into developing your character, and the writers kind of make you fall flat because of their storyline or whatever they got going on, like, you need to speak up and say, "Hey, look, I ain't put all this work in for nothing. Like, let's make this character actually pop off the screen." Like, I love Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like his character, I love it. Love the voice, the acting, like everything that he does, basically.
Yeah. And I have to say, I think he brought it this season. Especially, you had the dynamic of Kingpin kind of returning to the way he was after Echo. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, gradually.
Which I guess in a way makes Echo a better show in hindsight.
It does not.
I know. Darby doesn't like those type of things.
It doesn't in hindsight. No, it doesn't. But
All right. Well, the show affected the actual character of Kingpin. And you started off at a certain point with him kind of wrestling with whether or not he should just be that mayor that, takes care of the city through the right ways, or is he just going to slide back into his criminal tendencies, which he does by the end of the season. And you can kind of see it building up, and I did like that.
That's what I like.
You saw that build up in him,
with him and with Matt, because Matt was like, I'm not about to be Daredevil again, but you can see episode by episode the build up. Hey, you obviously can't suppress this.
Yeah,
you keep on snapping.
Right.
And when I do doing all this whatnot. So like,
you mean those dead police? Those police?
That you killed. I was like, we're gonna sweep that under the rug.
They should be dead.
Well, they had to sweep it under the rug because they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right. Yeah, like
so it's like if you bring it up, they're gonna be like, "Well, why was y'all at a witness house?"
Yeah.
And then you got beat up by a blind guy. So
blind guy. You can't tell them that.
Yeah. Is anyone gonna believe that?
Maybe not.
And then he threw that jab at him. Was like, "Oh, the cure for a black eye is fast hands." I'm like, tag, man.
He did do that.
He wasn't jabbing. I don't know. Did he say like you might want to send different guys than you sent the last time? I was like, man, that would have killed all my confidence.
Yeah, that would have killed my confidence. Because he kept coming back. He kept coming back, man.
Like, how dumb you? Like, dude, you just Just
leave it. Just leave it alone.
Stupid.
Y'all are not ready for this.
I like Matt was 2 steps ahead of him every time. So he was like, "So you're gonna beat up a blind lawyer in the middle of all these cops?" Like, because it's like, if he attempts to beat him up in the middle of the courtroom, they're gonna be like, "Man, why?"
Like, hey, yo, it's a blind man. Yeah, because they don't know what Matt can do. They don't realize, he's not really blind. Like, he's not your typical blind man.
Yeah.
But they don't know that. So he probably just, hey, let me go ahead and let them do what they gonna do. I'm like, oh, I'm a blind man. What am I gonna do? Somebody help. But like, he was a smart lawyer, and that's why I like the fact that they kept Daredevil out of it. Cause like now we can appreciate more how good of a lawyer he is.
I did like that aspect of it.
How intelligent he is on that. Huh?
No.
Is he? I don't think he's a good lawyer.
No. I feel like he's a good lawyer.
Lawyer, I think.
He's a better lawyer than She-Hulk.
I feel like
well, yes.
Way better lawyer than She-Hulk.
Yes.
But I feel like the only thing that kind of like hinders him is like, he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to help out people that, obviously can't afford them and this and the other. And being a lawyer, I feel like probably not what they preach.
Yeah. And I feel like he allows his emotions to cloud what he needs to do.
I would agree with that, yes.
Yeah. And it's just like, if he just be their lawyer, he can do it. But then he's like, he lets them piss him off. He gets angry, and then he's just like, I could beat this dude up when he get off this witness stand. You're like, dude, just concentrate on being the lawyer. Don't be Daredevil at the end of it.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the conflict.
I'm not sure if he's a good lawyer.
No, I think the season 1 Daredevil showed that he was a good lawyer.
Did it?
Yeah, because he got that dude off for murder. The dude that killed the guy in the bowling alley. He was his lawyer. He got him off for murder just so he could beat him up. So like and the dude clearly murdered him.
Did Legal Eagle
and
review
that's
that
pretty
episode?
clever though.
Maybe they may have.
I think Daredevil's courtroom scenes are decent. Besides the fact that everyone enters in the like they get up from their desk and like walk to the jury. That is not allowed.
No, that's not allowed.
No. We'll see. I will see what Legal Eagle says about his lawyering skills. I think they're just okay.
Okay.
I honestly think he's pretty good. Like he's just unorthodox. He's not your typical.
Yeah, he's a really good lawyer.
Not your typical lawyer. Yeah, he's a really good lawyer.
He's a really good lawyer.
Okay, he can catch bricks steady.
Yeah. And then the same thing with Kingpin. Like he had to keeping his self in control. Because I thought the one assistant, he was gonna kill him like so many episodes.
Daniel.
I was like, you're gonna murk this cat.
Something's
definitely off. Like I don't. If I was Kingpin, I wouldn't trust him over anybody else.
But he's using him though, and it's like
he's got an angle, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
He's keeping him because he's loyal. Like
okay, but Daniel has an angle that you gotta watch out for.
Yeah,
we don't know what it is yet.
He wants it. To me, Daniel seems like a person that would want his own empire.
Yeah,
so he's trying to put himself try to stab him in the back.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, now that I will believe.
I feel like it's not gonna go well.
He's going to die.
It's definitely not gonna go well. See what happened to the commissioner.
This will be your last mistake.
Your last mistake. When I was a boy.
Right.
Like I just love the voice. It's kind of like that. Like remember that dude from Malcolm in the Middle? Like he only got so many words out per breath.
Stevie.
That's the Kingpin. He only gets so many words out per breath.
But it's deep.
It's like
rascally.
It's like you listen. Like you're gonna wait. You're not gonna cut him off like they did Stevie.
Stop calling it an affair. Makes no sense. Call it what you call it.
Oh man,
call it what it is.
That scene with Adam.
Man. Well, Adam does not live the first beating.
No.
We should talk about Vanessa because we talked about the growth of the Kingpin and Daredevil, but Vanessa also grew significantly between seasons.
Yes.
Okay, she's a full-on queen pin right now. She was running the business while he was gone for a few months, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
because in season 2, she was trying to tell him that she can run the company because that's when he was in prison.
Yeah.
And he of course, being Kingpin, put a whole bunch of things in place where she actually failed and no one gave her respect so that it would go back to him. But then since the scenes of what happened with Echo, she took over and it's making more money and more profitable, and the gains are in more control under her than it was under him. And I was like, he doesn't like that. I'm like, he doesn't like that. He's going to undermine.
He's got to be in control.
I think that's fine and all. She's a little cold-blooded. Like, yeah. I mean,
she's very cold-blooded.
Set my boy up.
It came out
very. I'm like, that didn't go well.
Oh, but, you talking about Luca?
Yeah. He's alone.
That did not go well. He was not alone. Clearly, boy didn't get within 20 feet of him. I'm like, dag, yo. He's like, thank you. Well, I forgot what the dude's name was.
Buck.
Oh, thank you, Buck. Call
Vanessa.
She wants some soup. Something like that. I'm like, that's the most boss thing to say at that point in time. I'm like, hey, ask a lady that tried to get me killed if she want me to bring her home some soup.
That was all a part of the plan.
I think that whole situation with Luca trying to kill Kingpin, I think she knew Luca would die, but
probably. Yeah.
I think it was one of those situations where it's like either way, it's fine.
Yeah,
I disagree.
You don't think it's either way it's fine? You don't think she's cool if Wilson not the picture?
Oh no, I think she's certainly cool with that. I'm thinking that in that moment they were in it together. Like she was setting Luca up because Luca was getting out of hand.
He was,
and it's just a thing to put a message out to the whole everybody. Like, yo, he maybe stepped back or whatever, but he's still in charge of things. You know what I mean? So I think like she set Luca up, and everyone was in on the plan.
No, I do feel like she knew Luca was gonna die.
I
do feel like that. I don't think she thought that. Oh, this is foolproof. We about to kill Kingpin, and I'm gonna take over. Yeah. I do feel like she was like, yeah, he about to walk. He walking into a death sentence basically. I do feel like she knew that, but I didn't think that maybe she was like, all right, he gonna die. But I'm kind of use this as a gauge. Like, all right, let me see how protected he is, and so I can know what I need to do next time.
I fully believe Kingpin was in on the plan.
Yeah, he was in on the plan. I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. That's why nobody else was at the restaurant. He was at the restaurant by himself.
Yeah, he was by
Buck
himself.
Was there ready to take Luca out.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I like Buck a lot, which means he's going to die.
I do like Buck.
Yeah, I do.
I think Heather and Daniel.
Does that say something about me? Like, does that say something about me that I like Buck?
No, because I like Wesley, and then someone killed him.
Buck has that Kingsman type of vibe about him.
Yeah. Which then means I'm going to be super angry when he dies in like episode 3.
Well, because he's going to keep failing because Daredevil is going to keep outsmarting him or beating up people.
Well, see, this is why.
And you can't fail the Kingpin.
I was hoping Kingpin didn't go full on crazy in this season. Like I said when we did the first episode review.
He was losing it.
That I wanted him to stay, semi-marish. Like you still do your gangster stuff in the background. But wait, because like
people wasn't respecting him.
Yeah,
like that whole thing with the rich people and everything. I was like, man, off one of these cats. But I was getting upset by the way that they was talking. I'm like, do you know who you talking to?
But y'all don't think there was a way for him to gain that respect and still be the quote unquote mayor?
Yeah, and intelligently, yes. I think he did that. Cause like he could have reacted, but he didn't react.
But there was a better
No, I think the route he was going can get him there. I think it's a step too far to have I'm shutting the power off to the city and I have my task force killing random people on the street.
He could have had his power and still been, I'm legal now.
He showed his hand too quickly.
Exactly. This dude went full on crazy, cutting the power out, killing people in the streets, and now he's declaring martial law. Like, dude.
I think he still could have threatened the city's council the way he did all that. Like that would have got his stuff down. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff you can still do. Like when he got the police commissioner to be like, yo, you're not quitting. That kind of stuff, still do that, right? Still flex your muscles a little bit. But then this dude was like, I'm going to create a task force of evil cops and they're going to kill everybody and you're going to be happy with it. Like, whoa. Yeah. Like, maybe not do that.
They are failing, by the way.
That's a low down, though.
Frank Castle.
If Frank Castle killed half of them.
Yeah, I'm like, he killed so many of them. I was like, do y'all have any left?
I think back on that guy in Iron Man 3 who was just like, you know what? I don't even like being here. These guys are weird. Like,
yeah.
As soon as I see Frank Castle like up in there killing people,
I just took
I'm
it
like,
for the money.
I'm done.
I'm sorry.
I'm good to go.
I didn't even kill anybody. Okay, all right. I'm gonna take this.
I'm still in my 90 days, dog. I ain't even got my probation over yet. So like, I just leave.
I haven't even got my first check.
Right. It's not even my name. I'm using somebody else's uniform. Gotta cut me some slack, man. Because like Frank Castle was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
With the scene in Matt's apartment. And then Matt kept trying to stop him from killing somebody, so he killed someone else.
Like, bro, like he ain't the one, man. He's not the one. Like his pain and his motivation is so far beyond talking him down.
Yeah.
They're like, once you involve him, like, yeah, it's Frank Castle's day.
Well, yeah, because he was like, we're not going to kill anybody tonight. He was like, I can't do that, Red.
He's like, I'm not out here playing patty cake. Hey, look, John Bernthal's performance as Punisher.
Yes.
I love
notch.
It, man.
Yes.
I love his
top notch.
Yeah.
Give this man whatever award that you give for this show.
Emmy?
Would that be an Emmy?
He does not need an Emmy.
Yes, he does.
He does not.
You don't like his performance?
Best
not
supporting
an Emmy
actor.
performance.
Best supporting actor.
No.
Did you not buy that character?
But if you think about it, though, how the awards go, Matt Murdock, so Charlie Cox would be the main actor, and the supporting actor would be D'Onofrio. Like that's how that
all
goes.
supporting actors.
So would they not give him his
he would
due?
be guest star.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's not in every
like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Come on, man.
Yes.
But
Thank you, Darby.
I just love his performance, man. Even that conversation he had with Matt, man. It's just like, oh, say his name.
Say his name.
Come on.
But like even down to the point where the cops had caught him.
Yeah.
And he's still like, they're like, oh yeah, we admire you, we this, that, and the other. He was like, you don't know nothing about me. You don't admire me. What do you admire about me? He's just like, I ain't going for it. And it's like, yo, they got you caught. You tied up to a chair. You know what they about to do if you ain't going along with what they going along with. He's still like, no, I'm good. I'm standing on what I'm standing on. And they did what they did. I'm like,
isn't there a saying about like a man with nothing to lose?
Yeah.
Something like that. And that's
at that point, he's got nothing to lose.
So he doesn't care if he dies.
Yeah.
He's just going to take as many people out.
And that's how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he goes through every situation with like, hey, I have nothing to lose because he lost his family and he's not getting his family back.
They're not coming back. So it's like, do your worst.
Right.
You can't do any worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that when you up against somebody like that, you can't win.
Because basically his reasoning is you need to kill me before I kill you.
Right. Basically.
Which is why they should have killed him.
But no, since they worship him, they don't want to kill him because they want to try and convince him to join.
Well, that and they killed everybody alive, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Makes no sense.
I mean, that's just because it's comic book and they need
Yeah, you know, the swordsman needs to still live.
It's like, dude, like what? Don't shake his hand.
Yeah, that was
What are
dumb.
you doing?
Oh, that was
dumb.
so dumb.
Like, what are you doing? He was like, nice to meet you, man. It was like
no.
Don't shake his hand.
But like he killed half of your crew.
Yes. It's like you can't trust. I don't care what he says. Do not shake his hand.
Like you have to assume he's up to something.
Right. You got to. I don't care how convincing he is, and he's convincing.
No.
He's convincing.
Stupid.
He's convincing. When you have a cop at that level, and he said the things that he said, he knows exactly what to say.
Yeah, that was some good stuff.
It's like, oh, you from Jersey? Oh yeah. Now we vibing.
Look,
now we vibing.
This dude is like, you had like "Don't pet the tiger" signs. Like that is what that is. Like, don't be
there
ridiculous.
were no signs.
He's in a cage.
He is in a cage.
But there were no signs. He down here by himself.
The sign for me
Frank
is
Castle
he killed
knows.
half of
half your crew.
But Frank Castle knows you down here by yourself. Look, all I gotta do is mentally overcome you. You
gotta be some kind of stupid.
Yeah, I'm not even talking.
You
to him,
you gotta be some kind of like
I ain't going near. I ain't talking to him.
You probably do, but obviously Frank Castle knows how to pick him.
I mean,
and like
apparently,
yeah, he knew exactly what smart. to say. He knew exactly how to behave and everything. He behaved like he was weak, like he was down. Like, hey, ain't nothing I can do at this point until you shake my hand. Once he got him to shake his hand, done.
Just stupid.
Once you can get him to do that, like, yeah, done. I'm like, all right, I just gotta, say what I gotta say to get you to shake my hand. If I can say enough to get you to trust me for that, I'm out.
Man, I'm just thinking about the scene where he goes up to him at the docks, and he's just, first of all, just walking into the room full of them. And then they're like, it's Frank Castle. Hey, listen, Frank, we're not going to... He just starts killing people.
Scarlet killing people.
Just...
Because he don't, like,
Yeah.
He just don't.
Yeah. So, I don't know. John Bernthal, I think, is excellent casting for this. I think back in season 2 when he was on the stand, you want to call me the Punisher? Excellent, man. Love it.
Absolutely incredible casting, though.
But we talked about people that's going to die. Daniel's going to die. Heather's going to die. That's clear, period. Mm-hmm. Heather's going to die because you're the superhero's girlfriend. Never do that.
Yeah. Yep.
True.
So she's dead. Plus, she's working for Kingpin now.
Yeah.
Which is just not...
I feel like Matt's behavior is kind of like pushing her towards that.
That's
too.
what I'm saying. Like, it's all your fault, Matt.
Yeah.
Like, look, if we're going to have secret identities, I'm gonna need you to come up with better stories, better lies. Like the girl's questioning.
Like, bro, you bruised, black eye.
Right.
What did he say?
I be going for walks.
I be going for walks and I run into things.
Like, she ain't never seen you run into anything.
Like, never has she seen you run into anything ever.
And I'm saying to myself,
you want to know how hard you had to run into something to get a black eye?
To get a bruise like that?
I'd have been like, Underground Fight Club. That's more believable.
I mean, hey,
it makes sense on why he getting beat up.
It would.
It's still a little weird for a blind person.
Think about it. I mean, yes, it'd be weird for a blind person, but his father was a boxer.
Yeah, I'm about to say his
so
father was a boxer.
He'd be like, I know how to fight.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, hey, I've been blind for a long time. I can feel those punches coming. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, you can feel the air changing as the
fist is coming towards you. Yeah, I feel like he feels something like that. Because, like, for him to hear Buck coming, like, before he even got to the road, he was sitting up like, this Buck ain't the only one walking around.
Yeah.
So, for him to feel and hear Buck coming.
But, like, he hears the guns and stuff, and it may be a bit of a stretch, but I think it's because, especially with his training with Stick, it's like he's tuned into hearing things like that's out of the normal.
Out of the place.
Well, yeah, like, I buy it. Don't get me wrong, I buy it. Like, he can filter that out. But it's just the fact that, like, this is the level that he's at.
Yeah, but Buck was just been a guy in a suit in a hospital. How unusual is that?
Shoes.
No,
a guy in a suit in a hospital is not unusual.
But he met Buck before.
True.
Remember?
Yeah, so he Buck probably.
honestly, I wouldn't put that past him. He's like, I know what kind of brand he's shoes. I know what kind of sound that makes when he walks. Besides the fact, I know how Buck walks. So he put that and that together.
He followed Wesley from his watch.
Yeah.
True.
I need someone to look up for me what exactly Daredevil's powers are.
I think it's clear. I think it's clear.
So is this a thing? Like the ticking of your watch because no one else wears a Rolex or whatever in New York.
But I mean, you got a lot of things. So probably smell him coming in, the shoes, and then it was a lot of stuff that's out of the ordinary with probably the way he was moving. He probably recognized it was Buck from like all of those cues.
Right. And Daredevil can do all of that.
Well, yeah, otherwise he wouldn't be a superhero.
His superpower is like, highly elevated. Okay. Like he's not just like any other blind man.
Because like actually blind people, technically, they say it's not heightened. Their senses are the same as ours. It's just that they pay more attention to hearing and smells and stuff like that because they can't see anything. But like normal people can do that too. And Daredevil just has it to a supernatural point.
Okay.
Yeah, beyond what we can comprehend.
Yeah. I don't know. I watched this like sciencey video. Like we can echolocate.
I'm not
like
saying,
we can actually.
I'm not
do
saying like I just feel like it's just like I don't know what can't he do. You know what I mean?
He can't see.
Well, that's what he can't do.
Well, you asked.
But
He
okay,
can't see.
but it's like, okay, like, oh, I'm using the sound and thing, but then it's just like, I don't know, why do you see the chair that's in front of you?
Well, I think the chair in front of you is easy. I think actual blind
Yeah.
people can tell where stuff is in
I
the
said
room.
see it, not tell it. There's a different thing.
Wait a minute. I don't think he can see it.
Yeah,
but,
you
like,
can't see it.
there's ways that he knows that it's there, other than actually see.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the sound from him walking changes. You know, you can hear and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
The smell of the chair.
I don't know what a chair smells like.
$1,000.
Yeah,
That's mahogany wood. Oh yeah.
what he can't do is read something on a written page, or so we're gonna talk about them pictures of
those
Heather.
pictures would make
Yeah,
no
the pictures
sense.
that he was looking at through.
Yeah, and then it's like, wait a minute.
Hang on, buddy.
So he's filling a painting of Heather and remembering what her face feels like in
when
person.
he touched her face that
which
morning.
doesn't translate.
Yeah, that doesn't translate.
Like I agree. You could probably feel the ink on the page. I don't think it would be that helpful, which is why earlier in the show he used Karen to read words off a page because, like, I don't think he could. Even though you can feel it, it's not.
Well, it's
It's
not
not
gonna
Braille.
help because you don't know. Muse could have drawn her face in a certain kind of way, different shading, different line work, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same as the contours of her actual face.
Yeah, it's never the same.
The
It's his
only
interpretation.
thing that he
basically.
could tell, which he did, was this is the same.
That it was the same picture.
It was the same picture.
Or a picture of the same person.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's no way you can be like, it's a lady. How we know this?
Yeah.
And then how you know that lady is Heather?
Right.
Yeah. That was a huge.
That's true. That was a stretch.
That one was a stretch.
I looked past it though.
Because with the way his powers work, no, you can't see anything on a page. That's not like you can't.
Like, at that point, you're like, you're not blind then.
Yeah,
you're not blind.
Okay, so that's my point. It's like you're not even kind of blind.
So yeah, that was a stretch. Okay, but the sound and smell and stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that being amplified.
I can get with that. I've seen stuff where they had like blind people actually get through obstacles and stuff, and like they can do that.
I'm not doubting that a blind person. It just, to me, it just seems like he can do it all but read a book.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because if you can feel a face, like you can feel words.
I mean, technically, he can't watch TV. He can hear it.
He can hear TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So he also can't watch TV.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
but he can call his parent in the
with
morning.
his cell phone because his phone tells him who's calling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't watch a basketball game.
Well,
he ain't gonna know what's
the
going
next,
on.
Well, he can go to a live game.
Yeah,
and then he'll get a sense for what's going on.
Mm-hmm. He knows how the opposing team dribbles compared to the home team.
Okay.
That's just how it works. I don't make the rules.
Oh goodness!
Shout out to all our blind fans.
Hey, you know what? You never know. You don't.
True.
I have anecdotal evidence.
Well, I mean, yeah. Like I don't know how that goes, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But I still like where the story is going. So now we're at a point where we've got the task force out here. Oh, we didn't talk about White Tiger. They killed White Tiger.
That's not really important.
Yeah.
I feel like they shouldn't have killed him though. It's like, why introduce a superhero and then you kill him? I hate when Marvel.
Because he's not important.
But yeah, that's
to their
real.
plot, yeah,
and they
I don't
usually
know
go when you see White
plot.
Tiger. You usually don't see the Hector Ayala one.
I know you see the girl.
Yeah.
Oh, is it gonna be his niece?
Daughter.
Yeah, she's
his
White
niece.
Tiger.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Did everyone know that?
Yes.
You didn't.
I barely know who.
But
White
you know
Tiger-
everything else.
Yeah, because the Spider-Man cartoon is Spider-Man,
Ultimate
Luke Cage,
Spider-Man.
and White Tiger.
That's
I
her.
don't like that cartoon.
That one snuck
That one's
past
pretty
you.
good.
Wow.
Yeah, that one is
I like that
pretty
cartoon.
good.
It is sneak.
Oh yeah,
You're having a
and,
bad day.
Iron
Fist.
Fist. I am the immortal Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I don't like Iron Fist.
Oh, we will start to
It's
talk
just-
about
it's just not my favorite.
Vanessa and Adam.
Oh yeah, right.
Wow, I forgot what I was talking about there. I was just talking about where Vanessa was really in
Well,
that
yeah, but we had to
situation.
back up and talk about her. I don't know if we want to call it growth,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
her progress between seasons.
Poor Adam.
I mean, look, episode 1, when they said that Vanessa had a side piece, I was like, oh, he dead.
Yeah.
Didn't think Vanessa was gonna be the one that killed him.
Right.
She signed.
I thought he was already dead.
She signed his death warrant when she slept with him.
That is true.
Yeah.
She already knew. She knew who she was married to.
First of all,
Dude should have left.
Adam, you didn't know who she was married to?
You should have left town, bro.
Yeah, there's some people wives you don't mess with.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's wives you don't mess with. But,
Yeah, but
some of you definitely don't.
Not
even try it.
Not the Kingpin.
Yeah, don't even try it, bro. See what this dude does?
Live with my head in between like a Tahoe trunk or something like that. I don't know.
He should have died.
He's a different.
Oh, that first fight?
Yeah, his head got slammed into a concrete wall 5 times.
Hey, I was talking about that, but at the end of the episode, while everyone was confused if he was dead or alive, he was groaning and moving at the end of the episode. They showed that he was alive then.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, you should not have survived that. Like, you shouldn't have survived that.
Yeah, but it's comic books, though. Everyone survives that.
Everyone has some kind of superpower.
In New York City, apparently, everyone has power and everyone can fight.
Hey, I'm gonna put it this way. Daredevil, yes, he has power.
Oh yeah, he does.
But he's just a human.
Yeah.
Like his power is that he can hear really good and smell really good. Mm-hmm. Okay, like that doesn't make him highly skilled.
He lets people hit him first. I be like, bruh.
He be getting beat up.
He do be like, man. In that first season, he was getting
like, you don't want
to
do this, and it's like, bro, they fumbling.
Yeah, I think they do want to do this.
Okay,
I think this is getting them off.
That I understood.
Well, he had to hold back for the cops.
Yeah,
but he gets beat up all the time by regular people.
He does. Because I was surprised when Muse was putting up a fight. They explained it away that he was a taekwondo.
Yeah, he went
to explain
taekwondo.
It because he be getting beat up by regular people too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was looking like, does everyone in New York know how to fight?
Yes, they do.
It's New York City. Yeah. You have to know how to fight.
Hey, you know what?
Or you can't live in New York City.
And the girl dies.
What? Oh,
she has no blood left.
Angela.
Yeah. It's been too long. It's been too long.
Too long. That fight was like 5. I'm like, we're not gonna unplug this girl.
It's been too long. Yeah.
All right. So I rewatched it. We missed something.
Okay.
Halfway through the fight, Daredevil did get to her. He didn't pull it out. He didn't pull it out, but he stopped it before Muse started attacking.
I don't know if he stopped it. I know he looked at it like, well, should I unplug it?
It wasn't pulling more blood from her, but it was still in her.
I don't know. I don't know if he stopped it.
I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I can't vouch for that. I don't know if he stopped it or not. I can't remember.
I ain't see him turn off no things or unplug no things.
I can't remember.
And even then,
maybe he did. Maybe he didn't.
They fought a long time before he got to that point.
They was getting.
They did.
They was definitely getting in. She over there suffering.
I'm like, that girl dead.
She is dead.
She's super dead.
You can only lose so much blood before. Like, you don't have to lose it all.
Yeah. She lost a lot of blood too.
Who's dead?
Heather.
He sliced her arm open.
She's dead.
You think she's dead?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
You died fairly quickly from a vein being cut down the line because it can't clot and heal.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop the blood from flowing.
I don't know. I mean, he didn't.
They say he took care. He stabilized her or whatever before he left. But I'm like, how did he stabilize her?
Did he though?
Yeah, I don't know how he did that. I don't know. Maybe his superpower is also like amazing first aid or something.
Yeah, he can see. He can see.
He can see the color.
Where?
Yeah. I mean, he probably
this is where I need
tell
to...
where injuries are on people or whatever. I think he even
because of the heartbeat pulsing or something like that.
Well, that was in the movie, wasn't it?
Was it? Was the bad movie?
But he could hear
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, wasn't that in the movie? But isn't that what he did with like a Electra or something?
Yeah, but no, in season 1 with Claire, when like her stitches broke open, he could tell because he said like he could taste the extra iron that was in the air and stuff.
He could taste the extra iron in there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that allowed him to stitch up Claire again or something?
Well, he stitched up his dad. They made that believable because he used to
I can buy that. I mean, if you can sew, you can stitch, right?
Yeah.
I don't want no doctors and nurses coming at me.
I'm about to say, oh no.
It's probably not a correlation.
I don't want a seamstress stitching me up.
That needle is way different.
It is a different needle.
It is.
Yo, worst come to worst, you can. I don't care. Just close it up.
Well, when I got stitches, the dude told me it was the first time, and you can still see the stitches.
You can always still see the stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you can see that, right?
Yes.
Where the stitches were?
That's normal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
he was very nervous though, and it's only like 3.
Stitching on my lip. It's just my mustache covered.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's normal. Yeah.
Like it's 1, 2, 3. Like you can see everything.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you ever see like my dad has it, it's on his hand. You can still see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. If you say so, but he was very nervous.
I mean, it was his first time, bro.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, are you watching a YouTube video? YouTube is very useful. He was looking at something on his phone. I'm like, was that a YouTube video? I don't know how to stitch.
When they practice on like something that's like close to real skin,
they do.
Yeah, okay.
Do that?
Yeah. But at some point, you got to move to people.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, everybody's got to be a first of something.
I mean,
I probably was the first.
You could have said no.
Because he was, huh?
You could have said no.
Well, for one thing, I came from Detroit. I would drive a truck. So, like, I came from Detroit. I'm not going to describe what happened because it might be incriminating. But I'm not going to describe what happened. But I was bleeding from Detroit back to Cleveland. Because there's nowhere to park a truck at a hospital.
Sure it is.
So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there might be. But I'm like, I don't want to park in Detroit. I'm like, I'm just going to go back to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. So I drove back to Cleveland. I like wrapped it up, like put pressure on it the way it wouldn't, whatever. But like I got back to Cleveland and like the lady was iffy about taking me in. She's like, when did this happen? I'm like,
I'm surprised they still took you.
Yeah, they did. It took a minute.
Because after a while, there's no point.
It took a minute.
Yeah.
She was about to call the police and everything. I'm like, why would you, like, why? I'm coming here to get stitched up.
I only called the police for DSWs.
It was
weird. They do
me.
it for like stab wounds and stuff too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a stab wound.
So there you go.
Okay. Well, that's why she was calling the police.
Okay, but like I'm coming to you to get stitched up. Like I'm the victim.
That's true.
I'm not the one that tried to rob me.
Stitch them up.
So yes, you're the victim, but you still gotta call the cops.
You do.
Okay, yeah, but don't wait. You call the cops while you're stitching him up.
But there's a timeline too, though. He drove 3 hours back to Cleveland.
Hey, maybe
there's a timeline.
It still doesn't matter. You still got to stitch him up.
But I am a victim.
While you're deciding,
don't I want to get out of the place where I was victimized?
My point is not that whether or not you were the victim or not, is that after a certain amount of time, they can't give you stitches anymore.
Oh.
Okay. How long is that?
I don't know, because I work with a guy on a construction site and he like cut himself with a sawzall.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but he's like, I'm just going to work the rest of the day. And then went later on. And it's like, bro, it was like 6 hours later.
No, because you do start to heal.
Yeah, it probably started to heal, and now it's healing separate.
Yeah, so they were just like,
well, it definitely wasn't healing because, like, I don't think I wrapped it up well. Cause, like, when they was wrapping off, like, the wrapping was like pulling out of the wound.
Yeah.
So, like, I definitely don't think I was starting to heal.
So, what I'm saying, she might have hesitated because the amount of time it took.
Okay, all right. We take all blame off of her now. Sorry,
not all blame. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
At least let them see me. I'm still in the waiting room.
We didn't talk about Poindexter. He wasn't in a lot of this, but Bullseye is always interesting. We definitely talked about him when we talked about the first episode, and then he comes back for the last couple, kills a guy with his tooth, which is not possible.
It is not. You are not spitting that tooth out with enough force.
No, there's no way.
He did it in his eye, so he spit it so the pointy part of his tooth went in his eye.
It doesn't.
How do you get to decide?
Because he's Bullseye.
Okay. But okay. So
it's still not enough force.
It's not enough force. Like he
doesn't punch through your eye.
You're not with a tooth. No,
I don't think
so. No,
spitting out a tooth.
Okay, teeth aren't razor sharp. So
it would have just hurt it.
That's what I'm saying.
He would have just been like,
"Oh, that was a minor inconvenience."
Yeah.
He would have went on with his life.
There's no way he gets enough force.
Later, kill him with scissors.
Okay, well, yeah.
That was necessary.
He doesn't get enough force.
It's not enough force. That tooth went in his eye.
Just no way.
I mean, it didn't actually have to stab him. It might have been enough time for him to like it bounce off his eye, and he'd be like, "Oh, what?" And then,
yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah.
Like, eyelashes are very inconvenient.
That's true.
Man.
That's very true.
True.
So I can imagine what a tooth to the eye would be like.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, that would suck. Yeah.
So I give him that.
But I think the depiction of Bullseye in this series is super good too. Not just Born Again, just Daredevil in general.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was interesting because this time, Matt was like he assuming that Kingpin sent Bullseye to kill Foggy.
Yeah.
This entire time, which is really like that doesn't make any sense. Why? But it was actually Vanessa.
Yeah. Yep. Vanessa killed Foggy.
Which is very interesting.
Very.
I'm trying to figure out like where this Vanessa thing's gonna go.
Yeah, I am intrigued.
Because I just feel like at this point,
gangs?
Don't trust her.
I do not. I definitely don't trust her.
No.
But I don't think Kingpin does either, though.
I don't know because he
feel like
really
he's
loves
leaving.
Vanessa.
Yeah,
like,
his love for her, like that's kind of what I can get past.
But I guess,
why do you love this girl so much? Yeah. Why? Yeah. Where's this? Where's this coming from?
Everybody. I mean,
she was his ride or die.
I'm like, everybody has that though.
Do they?
I feel like they do.
Really? She was his ride or die though. Like I mean, real.
Yeah, like the way that happened, like their whole relationship and everything. Like, okay, I get it, but to the point where she can do no wrong.
Yeah.
But I can see Kingpin like killing her though. But like, Vanessa,
I don't think
the love that I have for you forced me.
I don't think we've ever gotten a depiction of Kingpin that could kill Vanessa.
He can't kill her. That's his weakness.
That might be his Achilles heel.
Yeah. Vanessa will be his downfall.
I don't know if I would find that believable.
No. Yeah, I agree.
No. Okay. So hopefully they don't go that route. Like I feel like that she has to go another way if she's gonna die.
Yeah.
So
I think she
hopefully
falls
they don't
in
go that
line
route
after losing.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
she has that kind of mentality.
I think she got a taste of power, and
yeah,
she
I don't think she
want to
let that go.
No.
Like she knows what control feels like.
Exactly.
And she's like,
Well, just make
even
her
if I gotta wait a second, I want that control again.
Yeah, just make her second in command then. I feel right.
I don't know.
Everything goes through Vanessa. Final say is Wilson.
I can see him doing that.
Why? He already went pure chaos now, right? He doesn't have to pretend anymore.
I mean, yeah, he went off the wall. A guy's head with his hand. Seeing that for a second.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
So he broke his jaw off.
I'm trying to figure out. That's another thing. Like, I'm sorry, killing the commissioner was a bad move.
That was a bad
move. I don't think that was a good idea either. Like, I was
because it's like, oh, he decided to retire. I'm like, the guy has 2 families.
Hey, that was a little down to eating the cheesesteak. He didn't even like it.
He does. He had 2 families. Oh my gosh.
He does have 2 families. So like
those ladies are gonna know he's missing.
They're gonna know he's gone.
Yeah, Papa was a Rolling Stone, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, we didn't talk about Sheila.
Who's Sheila?
The assistant.
Sure. Oh, she's not really important.
She's gonna die too.
She's gonna die.
Third person that's gonna die.
She's gonna die.
Yeah, I think she's gonna try to feed information to Daredevil's little team he formed at the end, which I'm guessing the members of the Defenders will join or something. It only makes sense, but
there are no Defenders. What Defenders?
Well, you still got Jessica Jones and
Jessica
Nick
Jones,
Nick
Luke Cage, Nick
Cage.
Cage.
Are they bringing them back?
No, I would just say it makes sense if they were there.
I didn't know he was in this movie. Oh, he had his own Spider-Man Noir going on.
Spider-Man Noir.
I can go for a 3rd season of Luke Cage.
Oh yeah,
I definitely could go.
Yeah, definitely.
The way they left it, like I was like, yeah, we need another season of this to see how this turns out.
Yeah. Only thing on Luke Cage I didn't like was the second half of the 1st season.
That's the second half of both seasons.
The second half of both seasons. Both seasons started off with the first half being like real good, and then the second half was like, all right. Like Diamondback was trash.
Man.
Dude. What about the Bushmaster, man? I like the
Bushmaster was good.
Bushmaster was good.
They call me Bushmaster now.
Yeah.
I like Bushmaster, man. That was my dude,
Mariah Stokes.
Mariah Stokes.
Stokes.
Stokes. His character was dope,
what was
man.
second half of second season? Was it just Mariah?
Yeah.
But mostly just Mariah, yeah. And then at the end of it, he ended up, owning the club and whatnot. So
it was less trash than the first season.
Oh yeah, the second half of the first season was rough.
Man.
That was real rough.
At least it wasn't.
It angered me. It was so trash.
At least it wasn't Iron Fist, which was just trash all around.
I hated Iron Fist
from the very beginning. I was like,
I'm Danny Rand.
What is this? What is this?
The actors talking about, they just need to give me a chance. No chance. I'm sorry. You could probably act in something else.
I was more concerned about the side characters than I was.
I was like, not as Danny Rand though. Just don't.
Yeah, that one was.
And Jessica Jones 1 and 3 was good.
Yeah.
One for sure, but Trish was super annoying.
Trish was always annoying.
I didn't like season 2 at all.
Season 2 was
with her mom. Yeah, season 2 wasn't great.
Yeah, I didn't like season 3.
You like season 3? She was fighting somebody that didn't have powers, which was interesting.
I wasn't a fan of season
Very interesting.
Yeah, he was like outsmarting her basically.
Well, no one ever said she was smart.
No,
true.
But also, I like the character.
Yeah, but no, season 1 though.
Season 1, Purple Man, bruh,
man,
he was rough.
Diabolical, man.
Yeah. That's one of the best villains I think we've gotten.
I'm like, to have that power, man, like, dude,
that's amazing.
No, it's not.
The thing is, he can't turn it off, so he has to think about how he says everything.
Oh, okay. Well, that part sucks. I mean, if I can turn it on and off.
Yeah, that's true. He does have to think how he says it.
If he has to think about how he says everything, then he can turn it on and off.
I mean,
he just has to think about how he says everything.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, in a way, yeah.
But I mean, think about
just don't command people to do stuff. Actually,
I don't know. I can go to a restaurant and be like, give me a steak, and I just get in and walk out, and I ain't gotta pay for it.
Yeah. True.
Perfect.
That would be lovely.
He was doing some dirty stuff, man. Like having a parent leave their kid in the car or whatever, made the kid stay in the closet, and I'm like, dude, this dude is.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't stop until somebody breaks it, right?
You have to complete what he asked you to do, or it's like a certain amount of time. I think.
No, I think they either have to complete the task, or someone can break it. Because when Jessica found that kidnapped girl.
Yeah.
That was a couple of days, and he was like, stay in the bed. And she did.
Yeah.
And
and she broke it. Yeah.
She broke it because she physically took her out of the bed.
Okay. Well, so she forced someone has to break it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she was still under his control because she killed her parents.
Yeah.
So basically, I guess it was as soon as she saw her parents, she was supposed to kill him, and then she did.
The little girl?
No, the kidnapped daughter.
Yeah, the girl. The kidnapped girl. Yeah. Who's on The Boys now?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Boys.
And then who was the parents where basically he had the parents attacking each other? Because he said
that was his parents, wasn't it? That were attacking each other.
Oh,
or he killed his parents.
The end.
It was toward the end where he said,
wasn't
stab each other for every lie that you ever told.
Yeah, that was.
I thought his parents who did that. Yeah,
it might have been
for every lie that you told. That was his parents.
Yeah,
his parents.
It was a I think it was a flashback scene.
I don't know if that's true.
No, that's when they were trapped in that water thing.
Right, that was his parents.
Yeah, that was his parents.
That's crazy.
I don't
know.
He
said he was stab each other for every lie you have told me.
My goodness.
No, the death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that one.
Terry Hogarth.
Yeah,
killed it. What's her name?
As the lawyer lady.
Yeah,
because she was the lawyer on Iron Fist too, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in basically all the shows.
Yeah, she was in all of them. Yeah.
Oh, kind of like what's her name?
Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But all right, we're not talking about Daredevil anymore. So
I think we covered Daredevil.
Yeah. So we do you have any facts you want to cover?
2, I guess. So we didn't talk about Kirsten. They're Kirsten.
Oh, we always forget to talk about Kirsten.
Because I feel like her character could be something, but there's just no dynamic between her and Matt. And we needed more of that. You know, it's like...
The lawyer.
His partner.
Yeah.
His law partner.
No.
Her name is Kirsten?
It's Kirsten.
Yeah, the lawyer. His assistant.
Her name is... her.
Okay, her.
Okay.
She's the partner.
Yeah, the partner. Yeah, partner. My bad. Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of somebody different. I thought you were talking about the...
Karen?
Yeah, Karen.
No,
the one
Karen
that left.
can always die.
She will never.
She's not, though.
She'll never die. And since they killed Foggy, she's definitely not dying.
Wow. She can always die. That is hurtful. All right.
Season 2, she got real annoying.
I'm mad because she killed Wesley.
Thank you. So annoying. But anyways, I felt like her character needed more to do. Like, we just really didn't get a true dynamic between the two of them.
I feel like some of these characters that feel like that is what got on the chopping block from...
You might be right.
Yeah.
But anyways, she is a real character in the comics, and this is her first appearance outside of the comics. And they had a law firm in San Francisco, which is oddly enough where Karen moved to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Maybe that's probably why they mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's also where She-Hulk is.
Yep.
We don't have to mention that. And they do date in the comics, also something we do not need in the show. But
I mean, Daredevil dates everybody.
He dates everybody,
That's
honestly.
True.
He's a Rolling Stone.
He gets with every woman he meets.
It's a Rolling Stone, man.
That's how I knew when he met the therapist. I was like, well, they're going to get together.
Yeah, they about to do the nasty.
Because Matt has his way.
He's blind.
You know?
Because he's blind.
Yeah, he's
Something
blind.
about them blind people.
Get that sympathy.
I don't know if that's true.
Nope.
But
I don't think that is true. I don't
see
think
if it
that's
works.
true at all.
Hey, Ray Charles.
Oh yeah, he got a lot of.
But he could sing and write music, so he also had
you
other.
had that as well.
Yeah.
Matt never really tried to sing and write music, so maybe he can. He might
with his
be able
extra
to.
sensory.
Yeah, with his extra sensory, yeah, he might be pretty good
Honestly, I think Matt just has a charm about him.
at it. He might. He might.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a charm.
Yeah.
Maybe not for Darby, but I think he has a charm.
Okay.
You got to be a special one in order to intrigue Darby. I don't think any man exists.
Yeah, because that ADA was flirting with him too. When he was in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Is he really charming though?
Mm-hmm.
He must be.
That's how he come across. I mean,
You'd have to tell us. Like, we don't know.
she doesn't find him charming.
I don't
Yeah,
find
no.
him charming.
But I mean, like, I don't know if that's.
You gotta be a
much.
special one in order to
If Darby doesn't find
attention.
him, yeah, I'm like, so to find anyone charming.
That's not true. That's not.
She doesn't find anyone charming. Everybody sucks.
I've never said that.
You've eyed it though.
I what?
You've eyed it.
No.
Like we can tell by the look on your face. Like, yeah, she doesn't find this guy charming at all. She's kind of just putting up
He's
with
like,
it.
hey, Darby, that was funny. Oh, nope, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. All right, any other movie facts?
Season 2 is proposed to come out in March of 2026.
Yep.
Which means
Okay, so 1 year wait.
1 year wait. Unlike these 2-3 years, these services make us wait between shows.
Yeah, true.
Just
Part
absolutely
of the plot,
ridiculous.
there will be a political opponent to run against Kingpin for.
Oh, so we're going that far in the future?
Okay, but see, here's the thing.
What, 3 years?
That would have been better if he didn't go full on crazy. So now
True.
it's just like, well,
It's gonna be easy for the other person to win.
yes.
No, it won't, because he was like,
Hey,
hey,
what
you
happened?
both put the other person.
Trying
Like,
to
hey,
kill the other person.
yeah, you both put the other person. Like, hey, you got a problem with me.
Yeah, you just rigged.
I feel like he probably did that to win.
He probably did.
No,
Probably
he won
did.
fair and square.
I want him to stay the mayor so we can have Mayor Fisk in the next Spider-Man movie.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's not gonna happen.
Why not?
Why not? Well, yeah, they're not going to be in the Spider-Man movie, they said.
Yeah, they don't. That's not happening.
They're not going to be in the Spider-Man movie.
No, they
Yes.
announced the title of the next Spider-Man movie. He's not going to be in it?
I don't think so.
I highly doubt it.
Why? It's Kingpin. God.
He's gonna be mentioned because he's in New York.
I don't mention Kingpin. Kingpin
He's
is
not going to be in the movie.
He's part of Spider-Man. You can't.
It's not happening.
Man.
Goodness.
Yeah. But it's definitely gonna be mentioned because if it's gonna be street level, it's gonna be dealing with the gangs.
Like Luca.
with the vigilante gangs, that's an easy fight. They have no skills.
Oh yeah, at least how the task force and like Spider-Man has to evade the task force. Hey, I
was thinking like no Superman, and you got like Tombstone.
Like, they can catch the Swordsman.
Hey, yo, Tombstone, that would be dope if you.
Because I was thinking like you got Superman, and then like you got Tombstone, and
that'd be cool. Are they going to do it? Like, y'all making some huge jumps.
It's Sony, so they're
y'all
probably
naming
not
like
it is Sony.
Wouldn't this character be cool to see?
It is.
They're like, it's going to be a street level movie, so we put Hobgoblin in.
Yeah, I was about to say, like it's gonna be Hobgoblin.
But not only Hobgoblin, also Vulture's alive again. Like,
yeah.
And Venom.
Yep.
For a fourth time.
Well, Venom has to be there. We gotta. They're working their way up to it, right?
Yeah, but don't make it like in credit scene. In credit scene. But I thought of a way they could put Spider-Man like in the Daredevil show. I know you can't put Spider-Man there, but you can have them like walking down the street and it's like someone being hung up by a web.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because they're literally in the same city.
Why?
So you're saying like the Penguin show, but they never showed Batman?
Yeah.
Just stop. Seriously. It's not happening. It doesn't even make any sense.
It does make sense.
No.
You don't think
it's
Daredevil will ever walk past somebody?
No, I'm saying your desire to see this in the show makes no sense.
It's because Spider-Man is his favorite hero.
It would make me happy.
Spider-Man sucks.
And Daredevil and Spider-Man's also an iconic duo. Spider-Man works with everybody.
Doesn't change the fact that Spider-Man sucks.
All right, what's your other movie fact?
That was it.
That was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nitpicks?
I think we covered it.
We covered most of them. My only one is that when they discovered that the murals or graffiti or whatever is being painted with blood, the sanitation worker goes to the mayor to tell him, I'm just like, I'm sorry, we skipped some steps of who we tell things are happening.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you go to the mayor. So if you find blood in a water derby, I need you to go to the mayor of the city, whoever that is.
First of all, I don't even know who the mayor of the city is. I have no clue who the mayor of the city is.
I drove past our city sign and it has the mayor's name under it.
It does.
I didn't look though.
So. It does have the name of the mayor underneath.
I don't never pass our city sign though.
Yeah, you do.
When?
If you go down this street to get on the highway.
Oh yeah, there's a sign for the city right there.
Do you come home that way?
Welcome.
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm pretty sure you passed at some point.
I think you do at some point, but yeah, you're seeing. So when you go that way, you're saying welcome to the next city.
Yeah, because that's the city. Yeah. I drive through those two cities to get home.
Yeah.
So, I don't never see it.
Yeah, all right, okay. Well, I mean, you could always Google it too.
I mean, I don't care who the mayor of the city is. My question, y'all was just like, I find a hand or something. I'm just gonna, send it to the mayor. Like, look what I found.
Yeah, man, to the mayor, not the police.
we skipped a whole lot of steps.
We skipped a lot of steps.
They did.
Directly to the mayor.
Yeah, I'm just like, what?
What did we skip? The nitpick of the sanitation guy going straight to the mayor.
Telling him that the pictures was like painted with blood and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know.
I was like, number one, you call the police.
You call the police. You call your supervisor. I just feel like you don't never ever speak personally with the mayor.
No,
true.
Did he seem a little extra though?
He was extra.
He was
definitely extra.
First of all, he's not even.
The mayor is not answering my phone call.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a nitpick because the show needed him to tell Kingpin.
Okay, so, but. Look, he don't even get a meeting with them. I worked for the city and have not met the mayor.
No. I am not getting a sit down.
Okay, I have not worked for the city when Bibb was the mayor.
Oh, okay. I feel like you would have met Bibb.
No, I haven't. I'm not saying I've never ever met a mayor because a mayor of the city that I'm currently work for, I've met him. That's because he's insist on being involved in things. Small towns suck.
Oh yeah, because they have nothing else to do.
I'm like, you ain't got nothing better to do on a Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
That's from the mayor down to the police.
It's like the mayor of where the stadium being built.
Yeah.
He has the biggest voice right now because he has nothing to do.
You know, oh yeah, Bruce. Oh yeah, I got a stage now. I can talk.
By the time they finish, he probably will not be the mayor.
He'll probably be fizzled out by then.
It'll be another guy.
It's so annoying because I'm like, now I gotta learn this guy's name.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to know your name. I gotta be respectful. Like, dude, I'm just trying to do my job.
That can't be that hard to do.
To be respectful
To
or learn his name? No.
I feel like that can't be that hard to do.
I'm gonna show you his name and I'm gonna tell you it was hard.
So Darby's boss is
kind of
like
Malinsky or something like that.
Darby's boss is like, oh, say his name.
Say his name.
Say his name, you coward.
I don't know. Kolowski? I don't know. Like, am I saying it right?
All right, so we're gonna rate Daredevil Born Again season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about the intro or anything like that. We feel
the intros is cool, not as good as the first one.
Not as good as the first one, but yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. It's hard to top that first one. The first
was sick. I never skipped that.
Exactly.
Intro.
Like
I watched mine every single time.
Like, come on. Like, it's hard to.
Yeah.
You set the bar that high.
Actually, all the Netflix shows had pretty good intro, except for Iron Fist. But
true.
Iron Fist had a bad intro, mid-tro, and outro.
But Luke Cage and Jessica Jones had a pretty good intro too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. But yeah, this one was decent. Liked it. It had semblances of the original WoW, kind of telling the story of everything crumbling around him and then him being born again. So
True that.
Yep. So all right, I guess we get to rate the show. I'm gonna give it I'd pay for that, which is a 4 out of 5 for everyone who doesn't know. I think it's a pretty decent show.
Agreed.
I think it falls in line with the rest of the Daredevil series. Is it as good as the rest of it? No, better than season 2 though.
It is better than season 2, but I feel like the gap between this and then season 1 and 3 is huge to me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a watch by folding clothes. Not that I think it's bad or whatever. I don't think it's great.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a watch by folding clothes for me.
I definitely give it an I'd pay for that. Definitely would.
I will give it I pay for that as well. I do agree. For me, it would be season 1, season 3, season 4, then season 2.
I personally like the build up. Like I like the episodes without Daredevil.
Yeah.
So we can kind of appreciate another aspect of Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
I do agree.
I don't mind that at all. Like the fact that there wasn't that much Daredevil in here, I think that's fine. And I think that the end of it built up to like, okay, so next season we're probably gonna get more and more Daredevil. I think that's fine. So it just, that to me doesn't ruin it for me. It's kind of off for me.
Well, what makes this a good show isn't the action scenes. Wow.
Because there were none.
Well, not this season.
Yeah.
Sure. But even including the first 3 seasons, what made it a good show wasn't the action scenes. Wow, good. The characters is what made it good, and that's what continued to make it good in Born Again. I think it's like the characters.
The characters definitely, because like not even just Daredevil, but Kingpin too. Because you know that I guess we probably didn't really expect that, like the Kingpin aspect of it. It was more so than Daredevil Born Again. We got to watch his path of going back to Daredevil, but also we got to watch the path of Kingpin going back from Wilson Fisk to Kingpin.
Well, I think is everyone really like this entire time we're talking about like of all the people that we like we're like, oh, I like Buck and stuff. So I think it's this that most of the characters in the show, I mean, there's some weak people, but most of the characters in the show, they build up well where you're like I want to know more about this character, or I really like this guy a lot. And I think that does help it, help the show overall, because there's no one in the show where I'm like, I could have did without this person. Or like, I mean, like I can't stand Karen, but Karen fits the show perfectly.
Where they put her in, she definitely does fit the show. But I feel like Born Again embodies more than just Daredevil. The show.
So,
and I'm like, to take Darby's, like how how she do with shows where it's just like, oh, I don't care about none of the characters on the show. So it's just like, but yeah, with Daredevil,
she never does.
But with Daredevil, you can't relate. You can't relate to more than just Murdoch and Kingpin.
I mean, if you compare it to She-Hulk, the only decent character was Madison with 2 D's and a Y, and it's not where you think.
Yeah.
So like,
you think about it like She-Hulk is like, I like the side characters more than I like the main character, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
And even girl, what's her name? His partner.
Oh, Kristen.
Oh, Kristen.
Kirsten, is that her name?
Yeah.
Kirsten, yeah, her name. I honestly like her character.
Yeah,
because like if you put yourself in her shoes,
they're
like, yeah, she has a point. Like, man, every time you go in a room with, what's his name? Y'all got something else going on. I feel like I should be involved in that because I'm part of this.
Yeah,
this, that, and the other. It's like, all right, well, what is that? What is that going to spark? Come second season, like, what is that going to do?
Yeah,
to her.
I don't even know, is that going to lead? Because I don't know, I feel like he's full on Daredevil now, like. Like, she just like left in the dark. Like, is this it for the law firm or whatever?
I'm hoping she's not left in the dark because I feel like her character needs to be like further developed. Like, I do like her character.
We'll see where it goes.
But she does.
I mean, at least for season 2, they have the opportunity to just write the good season. From the beginning. No. This is still going to be.
It's
mixed.
still going to be a little mixed.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'll double check, but I think it's gonna be still a little mix.
Scrap everything and just start from where we are now.
Yeah, y'all got a good starting point. Just go from there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I would like.
Well, altogether, for 3D Rivals is going to be I pay for that for the show. We'll be looking forward to next March when it comes out. And then I don't know what else comes next on Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Is that it? Wow. They ended in the beginning of the year?
I don't know of any other show coming out.
I have to Google it.
I'll have to look. But we'll check it out. But with that being said, those are our thoughts on Daredevil Born Again, Season 1. Thank you guys for listening. If you would like, please leave a like on the video and subscribe. And we will catch you next time.